We've got one or two more questions, I guess, for folks in the chat. If there's anything that you would like to ask, feel free to drop it in, and we can tackle it as we go. But one of the things I mentioned this at the very beginning was, there's this cost to making digital work. Like, you both are using computers, you're not doing things with pen and paper. I mean, does the medium ever feel like complicit in like what you're critiquing? I think, Carol, we spoke earlier, you talked about like, the most logical thing would be to not make anything at all, right? Like that would be the most practical thing to do if you really care in the way that you care. Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit maybe about that tension between like having to like use the tools of information computer technologies while at the same time openly critiquing like the way that those tools are being used by other people?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I struggled with and in my previous game on Earth U, and then have then tried to work through it with Solar Server, and this feeling of like, am I just contributing to more waste and more consumption for like very little reason? And I don't want to put like a super positive spin on it and be like, no, it's totally fine, because that's
Right.
not how I feel. But I am really inspired by different designers and thinkers who are promoting like degrowth in all avenues, and like that we do not have enough the resources, the planet does not have enough resources to continue to grow and grow and grow. And even if we transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy, the kind of minerals that are needed from the earth like cannot support like a grow. So instead of being like thinking that this is then something that must prevent all joy and forms of life and art, and we can only have the necessities, you can think about like, okay, well, how can we use these constraints where we can't continue to grow? We might have to scale back in some ways, but how can that actually be a source of creativity, a source of coming together, a source of like actual joy in the world? And I really do like, I'm buying that. Like, I think it has like something really nice to it. And so for Solar Server, I had looked mostly web designers who are working in this like degrowth and solar powered web servers that they built themselves, and looking to them for inspiration because I hadn't seen too much of it in games. And so, yeah, I think it is like a really exciting avenue that isn't so much about, again, like taking things away and only needing like our bare minimum of necessity and stuff, but like thinking about how can we continue to foster art and joy and media and entertainment, but in a creative and fun way.
Yeah.